Hey guys, happy Sunday. Welcome back to Speaking360. Coming to you live from Romania this week. I'm here for the International Maxwell Certification live event. I'm on stage tomorrow for the speaker training. Can't wait, really looking forward to that. And then I'll be back next week. But I wanted to drop in with you today, as it's Sunday, with a message. And today's message, I think you're going to love it. I love it. I certainly love it. It's from Epictetus or Epictetus, depending on how you think you pronounce it. Who knows? It was thousands of years ago, but you're going to love this. This is great. Whatever, however you pronounce his name, what he said is fantastic. We are disturbed not by the events of life, but by the views we take of them. Isn't that great? We're disturbed not by the events of life. So it's not what happens to us that disturbs us. It's the views we take of the things that happen to us that disturb us. The story we tell ourselves, the sense we make of it, what we think it means, what we tell ourselves it means. That's what disturbs us. So presumably, if we think about that, the same thing could happen to two different people, and one person it wouldn't affect based on the view they take of it, and another person it could floor them and take them out completely based on the view they take of it. And I guess because of the way they see it. But look at this next quote that kind of says the same thing or builds on this in a slightly different way. We do not see things as they are. We're not looking out in an objective world and seeing things as they are. We're looking out subjectively. So we don't see things as they are. We see things as we are. Isn't that great? We see things as we are. Well, what does that mean, we see things as we are? Well, let's try and make sense of it with an iceberg, of course. How do you make sense of that with an iceberg? So look at this. Central to our experience is the story we tell ourselves, the beliefs, the things that we believe true. But basically, we go through life and we gather information and we have a whole load of things that we believe to be true. And that's like a filter for the world, isn't it? It's how we make sense of it. So our beliefs are below the water. We don't see them, but we know we're there. Opinions, everyone has a ton of opinions. Opinions are there as well. Our perceptions of the world, these are all below the water. You can't see them, but you see the effects of them, or we experience them. Our feelings as well, which kind of run our lives very often, don't they? Our values, our cherished beliefs, or our core beliefs are below the water as well. We know it's there, but we can't see it. Our attitudes, our expectations, even our thoughts, all of these things we can't see, we can't observe them, but they're going on and they're a big part of our life experience. Well, what do we see then? What is observable? What we do, our behaviors, how we kind of show up in the world. People can look on and see that, we can see that. But central to all of these, hidden, not observable or observable, is our beliefs. The information we've gathered about the world, the things we know to be true, and it affects how we see our past, how we notice things in the present, and how we look at things or imagine things in the future. It affects our memories, it affects our perceptions, affects our imagination even into the future. So we ruminate about things we've done. We beat ourselves up about things we've done. Why? We keep going over and over in our head because we should have done better. We think that we should have done better. We should have done it differently. How can we have been so stupid? That's based on our beliefs, isn't it? Our expectations about what's going to happen to us in the future is basically an expectation. If you think something's coming to you, it's because you believe that that's going to happen to you. It's a belief. It's just a belief about the future. Most people don't live in the present. They don't live in the now. Why? Because they're too busy regretting the past or worrying about the future. We often do that, don't we? I bet you spend a great deal of time doing that. Why? Well, we regret the past because we believe we should have behaved differently or we could have done something different. We worry about the future because we think bad stuff's coming because that's just our luck. It's all about beliefs, isn't it? Thoughts and feelings stem from our beliefs as well. So about all of these, our beliefs are central. Well, there's a great quote from Jim Rohn that I'm sure you've heard before, but this puts it into a kind of different perspective. He said that if you will change, everything will change for you. If you will change, everything will change for you. If you won't change, then probably nothing's going to change for you. What's he talking about when he's saying, if you will change? He's not talking about what you tell people you are. He's not talking about what you like to think to yourself you are. He's talking about changing what you actually are, isn't he? He's talking about changing those beliefs. Not necessarily all of them, but the ones that are giving you the results that you're getting now. They're probably the ones that need to change. So the story that we tell ourselves is a great way of thinking about this. What do we need to change? We need to change what we believe to be true. We need to change the story we believe to be true. We need to change the story about ourselves, about the way we see the world, the story we tell ourselves about other people. And if we do that, everything will change for us. But here's the kind of the flip side of that. If in our profession, if we want to speak and help people, if you want to help someone else change, you need to change the story they're telling themselves as well. You need to interrupt the story they're telling themselves in their head and encourage them to think about things differently, change the way they believe. Well, changing an idea about something is intellectual, and that's something that we can do relatively easily. But actually changing what we believe so that we change the way we feel and change the way we perceive the world, that takes internalizing that intellectual idea. So we can have an idea, oh, I'd like to believe this, but we've got to internalize it. So we need to internalize it through repetition, emotion, and taking action. We'll come back to that another week. Perhaps we'll dig into this change process in a little more detail. But today I wanted to highlight the importance of belief, the roles that beliefs play, and how they tie into our stories that we tell ourselves. And we believe that those stories are true. So like the myth of the natural speaker being a good example. If you buy into that, if you believe that, then you never question it. What's the point in pretending it's any different if you think that's the truth? But beliefs aren't a reflection of reality. Beliefs are simply the result of a learning process. And we can change that learning process. We can learn something different. We can learn to see the world differently. We can learn to see ourselves differently. We can learn to see other people differently. We can learn to think differently about our abilities in the world. And when we do that, when we change the way we see things, then everything changes for us, just like Jim Rohn said. That's it for this week. Thanks for being a part of Speaking360. Look forward to seeing you real soon. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and the YouTube channel. And if you want to share share the love, share the link for other people to get these free videos each week, then speaking360.com. Thanks, guys. Take care. Bye-bye. God bless.